The year is 1177. Across the wide expanse of the hot, arid Levant region, a force of some 3,000 to 5,000 Christian warriors advanced toward the holy city of Jerusalem. The Crusader army led by Baldwin IV was battling not just the growing threat of the Ayyubid Sultanate, but also his own deteriorating health due to leprosy. At the age of 16, Baldwin was already a veteran king, forced to command from a litter while battling his disease. Meanwhile, his rival Saladin was growing his army and political power in the region, extending his reach over both Cairo and Damascus, and looking for a decisive opportunity to undermine the Kingdom of Jerusalem. The Christian armies led by Baldwin IV was accompanied by Renaud of Chatillon and the Knights Templar, alongside a small force of Christian soldiers, roughly 500 knights and a few thousand infantry. Their force paled in comparison to that of their Ayyubid enemy, with estimates putting the Ayyubid forces at around 20,000 to 25,000 strong, vastly outnumbering the Crusaders. Saladin had crossed into the Kingdom of Jerusalem with his massive army, expecting to destroy a weak Christian state. His advance was initially unhindered, and many Christian strongholds fell or fell back in his path. Baldwin IV, meanwhile, made a bold move. Gathering his small force, he marched to cut off and attack Saladin, while the Sultan's army was strung out and vulnerable. On November 25th, near Montgisard, between Ramla and Ibelin, Baldwin fell upon Saladin's position whilst the Ayyubid commander's force was marching and not fully prepared to give battle. Observing the Crusader force fast approaching, Saladin realized that his force was ill-prepared for battle. Most of his men were still widely dispersed and pillaging the surrounding land, and he could only recall a portion of his force, which consequently lost him the advantage of superior numbers. In a hurried act, he attempted to form up his available men into ranks in anticipation of a Crusader offensive. Albeit not at full strength, Saladin was still able to muster a far larger force compared to that of Baldwin's. To better elaborate how a great general such as Saladin had found himself in such a predicament, sources such as the Egyptian chroniclers theorized that the Ayyubid supplies had been delayed at a river crossing. And it is said that the army of Saladin may have been taken by surprise due to these circumstances. Other sources assume that Saladin had simply underestimated King Baldwin because of his young age and deathly illness. Whatever the case, the young leper king had gotten the better of his wiser, older opponent. It is said that King Baldwin IV ordered the relic of the True Cross to be raised in front of the opposing troops. The king, whose teenage body was already ravaged by aggressive leprosy, was helped from his horse and dropped to his knees before the cross. Sources say he prayed to God for victory and